Yes. I'm sorry, this is Genesis what?
Helpline?
Okay. I have questions.
Okay.
May I have your name?
My name is Stephanie.
And this a domestic violence organization?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're in Dallas. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. So I've been in a domestic violence crisis ever since 2018. And I've been calling, and ever since 2018, you've been full. And multiple different other domestic violence organizations have been full too. I'm sorry, what was your name?
My name is Bethany.
Okay. I'm not quite sure. I think I remember you, but nonetheless, all domestic violence organizations, multiple, have been full or either scamming to keep me from entering them. And I just wanted to get clarity on what's happening. So I got a Lyft because over the phone for years, you guys have completely denied me shelter and services. And like I said, multiple other locations have done it. So I came in person. I was the only one there. And then they scammed that something was going on and I couldn't speak with anyone. So when someone comes in trying to flee, what is typically the protocol?
I'm sorry, it cut off. Can you repeat that last part?
If when someone comes in and tries to get assistance in person, what is typically the protocol?
If you go in person to one of our outreach locations, that really doesn't do much for the shelter. It's more for getting intakes at our outreach location. So signing up for advocacy or counseling, and they usually do that in person. We don't do walk-ins just because it's a set schedule for advocacy or counseling services. So they would meet with you and then can schedule you for a future date. So we don't do anything same day. So most likely it would be a quick sit-in with a advocate or counselor and then a future appointment to be set.
Okay, so I just noticed how the domestic violence situation, crisis lines, and organizations have completely transformed, and to the degree of where they leave you in your crisis. I would think that a domestic violence organization would understand the time sensitive nature, but they haven't for years with me. In fact, I've never got assistance, proper assistance, and other places scam just to give me minimal assistance that I could even get in, and then scam to put me out. I'm just trying to do my own investigation work and get down to the bottom of it. So I came in, and then I'm sorry, were you about to say something?
I was, but you kept going. But no, keep going.
Okay. Yes, I would like to get down to the bottom of it because I believe it's misconduct and someone's contacting these organizations and enlisting them into a conspiracy to violate my rights. I think it's deliberate. So I like to get down to the bottom of why a lot of organizations have scammed to keep me from assistance to flee a serious domestic abuse crisis. And I can't get down to the
Okay.
bottom of it if I repeatedly met with dishonesty. So I would like to get answers on my when I came there, why policies weren't followed, and in the past for all these years I've been denied assistance over the phone, forcing me to have to come in to get nothing resolved in person either. It has escalated to my freedom actually being taken in schemes at domestic violence organizations.
Well, we do tell callers that it is a common occurrence, unfortunately, that the shelters do get full at the same time.
I think there's a
And
disconnect, Bethany. You said your name's Bethany.
what do
If
you mean the
I can't.
disconnect?
Okay, if I'm asking for advocacy, what does advocacy basically consist of? Can you give me information on that and feedback?
The advocacy services here at Genesis would be with meeting with an advocate, and they kind of discuss client goals, and it varies from client to client. So,
So you don't
depending on the
actually ever
client,
discuss fleeing abuse at domestic violence organizations. You just really don't get down to getting accountability for the abuser and actually escaping abuse now with domestic violence organizations. Would that be
accountability
accurate?
on abuse, accountability as abuser,
Right.
we would not be. We wouldn't force a client to proceed any legal or anything unless client wanted to. All of our services are based on what client wants and needs or wants to do. So if a client does not want to pursue
But if
charges
you're
or do anything
hiding
like
the
that,
location, a location is hiding the services that you provide, carefully articulating your words to withhold information and knowledge on what you do, then a person can't combat that as I haven't for all these years. So you're saying for
I'm
someone to
having
flee in
a
a
hard
domestic,
time
I don't
understanding
know
what
what your
you're
services are, as I have them
meaning.
for all these years, calling all these years, and the people have carefully articulated their words to exclude me from services. I'm trying to get clarity on what you guys actually do and have not been able to for all these years.
Okay, well, I've already gone over the advocacy
I don't know what
program,
the
and
advocates
then I,
do. Do they give help with protection orders, or there accompaniment? Do they give you your rights?
if that's
Do you have
something,
legal
if that's something,
representatives
if you
that
let me
help you?
talk, let
I
me.
let you talk, and you would not tell me for 10 years.
I've never spoken to you, so I'm gonna go ahead and transfer you to our clinical director.
What's your
She
clinical
oversees all
director's
of our
name?
outreach.
What is your clinical director's name?
Her name is Ruth Guerrero. Let me pass you on to her.
Is it a
One moment.
voicemail? That's what they're told to do if they get trapped in a bind, because under no circumstances is the government allowing me to get help to flee them. That's the downfall of them being enlisted in your abuse. You can't flee it. They're monitoring me illegally. It's just the point of proving it. It is enforced. No, it's a chance for error, and me to actually get services. I will not flee until something's done.
Hi, you've reached the office of Ruth Guerrero, Chief Clinical Officer. I'm sorry I was not able to answer your phone call. Please leave me a message and I will call you back. Hola, se comunicado con Ruth Guerrero, la directora de las consejeras. Por favor, de dejarme un mensaje y regresaré su llamada. Gracias.
Hello, I've been getting transferred around, and it's been scams to deprive me of assistance there. And it's been like this at all domestic violence organizations I've been to. In fact, some I've actually been arrested at. And so I would like to get clarity on what is happening if someone's enlisting you into criminal activity. Can you please contact me back?
Señor, por favor, espere.
Now they're
Thank you
not
for calling
answering.
the Genesis hotline. If you are in immediate danger and fear for your safety, please hang up and call 911. If you are getting this message, we are unable to answer your call as we are currently on the other line assisting another caller.
So I got tired of it, and then when I went to Genesis, I got a Lyft to get there, and then they scammed to keep me from services, so I called the police on them. And I said that these domestic violence organizations are repeatedly keep scheming and deprive me of assistance that other women have to flee abuse and all services. And I want to get down to the bottom of it. So the police tried to scam because they're behind it, and then tried to hurry up and have that location scam a criminal trespass. And I said, how is this possible if I called the police? Well, Emma, I don't have choices, Gemma.
You can report inside.
Well, Gemma, I don't have choices. Okay, because every location I go, they want me to leave and leave me in jeopardy. There's intimidation and bullying. Yeah, there's intimidation and bullying each time I'm trying to flee abuse. Gemma. I get punished everywhere I'm at, assaults, and repeatedly nothing done. I don't want to keep living. I want to have a support system and not threats each time I try to flee abuse. Way with a prearranged resources a lot of people don't ever give me. And all the other service women. So they give other women besides me. They don't want to give me resources, anything. Women that you didn't have value get the services they get. This is what. Only thing, each place, go somewhere else. Call numbers. I just paid for a Lyft to get violated, but at least I didn't get assaulted. Well, and arrested, but at least not yet. They can take me to jail because I just can't keep living like this. What woman deserves to be treated like this? So the mind game, disregarding. I have told them I got assaulted and arrested at a domestic violence organization. At a domestic violence organization. They're sitting here disregarding my value. Like the police department told them to do. At a domestic violence organization. Some of them so crooked they call the police to set up false arrests for me for trying to flee. My son hit and run of my child. And they're told to act like this at a domestic violence organization. Another one that sat there, witnessed police assault me, and did nothing. This is how they're told to be. So then this woman tries to rescue them for any kind of accountability and for feeling any kind of remorse on the mistreatment. This is what happens at church. when they're enlisted in mind games and smear campaign things, and then people get emotional. I've seen people come to them, rescue them immediately, and start trying to hug them and give them love and support to continue to commit crimes at church. All you have to do is I've never seen anything like this before. It's all kind of mind games and manipulation. So I'm gonna set a plan. No, it's okay to violate her at church. Trust me, she deserves it. Go ahead and commit a crime at church. And then they continue with it. So this is what that lady was there. Don't feel any kind of remorse about breaking the law and conspiracy to violate her rights.
This isn't normal. I called the police on the
So
shelter.
the police came out. She rushes out there to con a criminal trespass, but I know their schemes. I call the police on them. She was monitoring the staff and then rushes out there with the police.
I called the police, not you. This isn't normal. I called the police on the shelter for denying these services. Why does she need to sell? Is this a scam?
Step back inside.
Why?
This is what they did with Midcoast.
If I called the police, why do you need to talk to her first? Are you scamming something? If I call the police on the shelter, why does she need to talk to you first? Are you violating my rights?
Are you going to calm down for a minute?
I just don't understand why she jumped out and I called the police on the shelter.
Okay.
This is a repeated pattern.
Okay. You called the police?
I did call the police.
They called the police.
No, that's
So
a
they
blatant
got
lie.
caught.
I called the police.
Step back inside.
So you're trying to set me up, Jay O'Brien?
Yes.
I know you are. 7555. You haven't had accountability.
Dallas police.
Okay, so the con is, since you told her to do this, she called the police on me so you don't have to get accountability for the conspiracy to violate rights felony charge. So the con is, when I call the police on people...
Step inside and I'll be with you.
Sure, absolutely. So the con is... My things are in there. So the con is...
What are we talking about?
So the con is, when I call the police on these locations, repeatedly depriving me of services over and over again. So the con is they call the police on me, so there's no accountability for my rights repeatedly being violated. So if I repeatedly call the police on locations, and then the con is it switched over and they call the police on me, that way I'm not heard in my police report, and then I'm slandered. But this is a pattern that repeatedly keeps following me. So each location I've been trying to flee abuse years, and it's been impossible. So I don't take it lightly that women witness me get assaulted and arrested at a domestic violence organization that are supposed to help people, and then taunt her and violate her when she comes back for understanding and support and help. Other women can get compassion and not told to call numbers year after year with no advocacy or support, no love, nothing. I don't get that. So I call the police because I can't find it on my own. And calling numbers isn't working. It hasn't worked in all these years.
Okay, so you came here today.
I came out every
So when he got backed into a corner, I want you to see what happened.
Why I got assaulted and arrested for attending
To
a
abide by the
domestic
law.
violence support group, and it's impossible for me to flee abuse. Okay, because that's what normally happens. So you're not setting me up with a criminal trespass.
I told you I was going to take some information for a report.
Okay.
He said he was going to
Are
take
you
a
offering me a
report.
ride? Yeah, I can't get help, period. I've been afraid for my life a long time and nothing's been done. Okay, thank you. Let's see how this goes. Cypress address. Another one coming.
This is what happened. They're illegally monitoring me.
For trying to flee
This happened
abuse.
multiple different times. Just look at the
I'm
video.
homeless. I don't have a place to go. To police.
They want to take over and give me a criminal trespass.
This is how it is for me when
That's what happened with Johnny Bowman. The officer was telling Johnny Bowman in Hillsborough, Texas, when I didn't know I was targeted, that you can't change the locks if she has stuff moved in the key. You can't do that, and she has a lease agreement. Like 2 or 3 police came up, told the police officer to get out the way, and let Johnny Bowman do it. Johnny Bowman kept my $1,000 deposit, and then I had a child in tears. We had stuff moved in the U-Haul, and this is what they knew, that it was forcing me into homelessness.
And arrest that are repeatedly unaddressed. 8682 D-Dean. Is there any particular reason why all these police come out and I can't flee abuse?
Well, you called for police.
So they don't want him giving me the report number, and then all that that evidence is on his body cam. They need to come interrupt that and then give me another con artist report, then give me the criminal trespass like what they did. The whole thing of this is just proving that this repeatedly keeps happening. That the government is indeed enforcing my domestic violence abuse crisis for profit, which is still criminal. Not only do they do that, they enlist all locations I'm at into mind games and to be accomplices with a harassment, other kind of criminal activity, and abuse. They want to illegally monitor me to enforce I never flee, and these locations are allowing them to do so on the pretenses of them being law enforcement, even though they're crooked law enforcement, racking up felonies for themselves and other parties as well. You would think that these accomplices would have common sense to see that I'm the prior knowledge to know to not rack up charges for with crooked people. I'm informing them I'm a government witness. Yet and still, they still want to be accomplices, still petty things for me, and sometimes serious things for me, repeatedly over and over. And like I said, I'm just trying to prove it.
What are you needing today?
I already talked to him. He's doing a report. Police come tamper with evidence and try to do another report. So there's no, what I'm saying on the body cam is not there.
See how he's trying to talk to him and coerce him like they did at Midcoast?
Have good officers be bad. If they want to be a good officer and abide by the law, they have criminals come and enforce crimes on good officers. Well, bad officers enforce crimes on
So he's going to go get the
good
lady to
officers.
tell the lady to give
So
me a
now they
criminal
have to scam.
trespass, so I
Does
can't
he
come
want
back
to
there and
do it?
flee.
They have to scam the criminal trespass. They probably were listening in on my phone.
Knowing you'd never believe it. So they're guarding this officer to make sure he don't abide by the law. They have their own vehicle. They don't need to be all up on him like that.
So they came and enforced crimes.
They got to make sure he don't do a call and dispatch a report because that's too much evidence.
If someone wants to be a good officer, they interrupt it.
Just come from nowhere.
Yes.
What would be the best outcome for you today? What do you need?
I just want to be in a place in a safe environment. I don't want to have to keep living in fear. I want to be like other women, get love, compassion, and support, and not intimidation and bullying and punishments for trying to flee abuse. I don't think any woman deserves that.
Where's the abuser?
Well, each day I get gang stalked repeatedly. I have evidence of it, but evidence of getting gang stalked.
Real quick, like, I don't think you gave that officer your badge. You're not badge number. I'm sorry. Telephone number, did you?
I don't think so.
Give me 1 second.
And you, J Vogel,
Yes,
8563.
Yes, ma'am. Badge number 8563. What's your telephone number if you don't mind?
What he has is a criminal trespass.
Police tamper with evidence. I don't know why he didn't do it.
Well, I'm just trying to gather information for the report.
I don't want to go through 5 parties. I want to talk to one person because this is abusive.
Okay.
But I can give you my number, but I just don't understand why I have to go through all these parties.
We have a lot of things going on in the city.
It's mind games. They want me to repeat myself over and over in
They don't
malice.
want it on his body cam what went on, so they have somebody else come to tamper with evidence. So only part of the story's on the body cam.
Ms. Clark, I'm just here trying to help you out. Would you like that or no?
And let's see how this goes.
Okay. What's your highlight to that passes by?
I'm homeless. I'm blacklisted from all shelter. I have no place to go. Period. On the planet, everyone treats me like they do.
Well, I'm trying
And scam to keep me from services.
to keep you as far as this place goes, they're not going to offer any services, and there's nothing that they can do for you. But I'm giving you this number. It will all be documented. Okay, I'll make sure that it's all completely documented. Everything.
But here's the problem: year after year, with everyone, it's a felony charge to conspire to violate someone's rights.
You can
So it's a mind game. He does all this. They do it all the time at multiple different environments. It's psychological abuse, low key. So he like says that I want to help. Let's work through this. Give me your ID. I need all this to help. And then they say, and then you think that they're going to get you help. Oh, they're not going to be able to help you here. But here's a number, and having me call the scammers to get nowhere. Then a few minutes later, they have the staff come out and give me a criminal trespass. I just don't know why the government would play all these mind games. Like over here, I want to help you, and then say, okay, where's the help that you can offer? Well, food stamps, I can't get food stamps. Okay, we want to get you counseling for mental health. That's what the help they want to give me to flee abuse. I say, okay, give me the counseling, and it hasn't happened. It was a mind game. Come knock, knock. We want to get you mental health treatment. Oh, okay, you can't have it. It's just like a child who even thinks about this. It's just like I said, trying to prove that someone has this mental capacity that's railroading and controlling my life.
Park, you're asking for a place to go, and I'm suggesting Park.
They won't give me mental health treatment.
Well, you can try again today.
The help was Parkland Hospital.
To flee abuse. The only thing, the police department will continue to rack up felonies until they're held accountable. You will not let me flee abuse,
I
period.
understand that's what you feel.
Well, what's happening? What I've had to endure this year is what is being done. How many more ways do I have to beg for my life?
Ms. Clark, I can't tell you what to do other than...
Well, who can? Because each time they're scamming to keep me from services, the people that can.
If you feel like there's felonies involved that aren't being investigated, take it to the district attorney's office, okay? But for here and now, I'm going to document everything you're saying.
Yeah, there's over over 100 or something reports I've never
His
had to call
resource was Parkland Mental
Well,
Hospital.
Ms. Clark,
ranging from hit and runs, identity theft,
Ms. Clark,
assaults, attacks.
come on, let's walk this way.
He don't want
I'll give you
witnesses of
this
what's
once we get
happening.
over here.
So he wants to
I don't,
isolate.
each place, no one
Like
will
they
give me
did at
any
Gateway
resources to get
Church.
someone to talk to, period. It's not getting anywhere. Where am I going to go?
I got a lift. They were playing games, catching the bus,
Someone puts me off the bench.
leaving the garage, so I paid for a
I
lift.
want to speak with the advocate. Why does the police enforce that I not get help with my abuse? Or is in taking bribes criminal? Enforcing that someone stay in jeopardy, is this crimes for the police department?
Salvation Army?
Salvation Army lied and set me up with the police department.
Okay, so we're only a couple of blocks from there. We're a couple of blocks from,
Did you want to take me there?
well, it's just a couple of blocks if you can walk there.
I need knee replacements in both legs, and I have been walking all morning in schemes.
Unfortunately, we can't do that.
So
Yeah,
Dartmouth Club buses would tell me to catch the bus here, catch the bus there. I go there, they leave me, put garage on. So they kept playing games all morning, having me walk all around, and I just said forget it and pay for a lift.
Don't help women
What
flee. I
about
think
that?
that's behind why. I think my abusers are paying the police department and an army full of other
So
people.
they want me to walk
So no
around.
one can help and leaving me in it. I think that's what the problem is. It's a conflict of interest because my abusers controlling an army full of people with no accountability. So I get nowhere year after year. And
I'm
you
tired.
guys
I
know
had
my
been
phone
walking
is
around
hacked,
all
so you
morning.
enlist every location to tell me to call numbers, which is another felony that's unaddressed, and get nowhere. Instead of the support other women get, being able to have an advocate sit down, love them, support them, but I get mind games and a denial of services. Where are we going?
What? Look past the cons. Look, just really. This is the police department. Why are we hiking? What in the world? I have told you I'm fleeing a serious domestic violence crisis, and we are hiking. What is happening here?
I've been walking all morning, sir. Where's the bus stop? I don't have rights. Okay. I don't have rights.
He don't want anybody around.
Yeah. I mean, all these scams.
And then the PMH is just 2 blocks up. You go to the corner, turn right, just 2 blocks up. And then
So I'm forced to live like this. Am I going to have to live? How long am I going to? I'm near the police department. I'm tired. I've been doing this all morning, year after year. Can I tell you how they break? Without every party want scamming to wear me out. Everywhere I go. I've been walking up and down the streets, guard drivers scamming, people that rob me scamming. I'm tired. I've been doing this all morning. I need knee replacements in both legs. Everywhere I go is scamming to have me walk.
Get you to the Nicole Clark, right?
No one can give rights. No one can help someone flee abuse. Are you trying to put my life in jeopardy? If you have it in front of you, why are you saying it?
Oh, I'm just reading
That's
the
the
information,
mind
making
game.
sure I'm documenting everything.
But if you
I'm having a meltdown. Kiana, come on, let me say your whole damn name, your birthday, social security number while you're recording. You're panicking. This is the mind games. You know, I'm going to disregard your name's Kiana and Clark. I want everybody to look up all these cons in your long rap sheet. And look it up, everybody. You put this on YouTube. Kiana and Clark, here's her birthday while she's having a panic attack. Let's finish hiking. No, I'm not Rick. I promise I'm not cricketing. This is low-key time.
ID and it's on there, why would you try to put my life in jeopardy
Read it out loud.
what's his name?
So why is it
Skinner.
relevant when
By having
someone's
my door
panicking
open.
to
What
worry
you
about
doing on
someone's
my abuser's
personal
payroll? My
information?
life isn't safe.
Just making sure everything.
My life is not safe with the police department
Yeah,
taking
it's all-
bribes from my
yeah,
abuser.
Everything you said and everything we said.
But
is
yet
all
nothing's being
documented.
done from you guys taking
It's all
bribes,
public
leaving me in my
record, okay?
abuse.
It's all public record now. So it's open and out there, and you can do with that information as you feel. But you can't go back over there. Have a good day.
I can't go anywhere.
Let's come on out. Use badges and guns. Sky's the limit. Felony after unaddressed felony. You can't be at CPS reporting child abuse. Your daughter's abuse. You'll go to jail. Leave. Okay, I'm not even quite sure that there's a lot of relevancy. I'm just trying to express that it is not left up to chance. It is enforced that I go nowhere. And I really don't have a lot of leverage to do anything when I have the government, armies full of government officials illegally monitoring me, controlling my environments down to ordering food, church, family. That doesn't really give me a lot of control over my experiences, which isn't fair to me. And I've been going through this years, and it just really doesn't appear that enough people are disturbed by the level of power that's being abused in my situation. So I would readily, even though I was very comfortable in my situation in this country before I realized I was targeted and it got out of control, I just don't really see a lot of reasoning for me being here since I have very minimal rights. I feel that I probably have more opportunity in another location that will allow me to use my phone freely, have relationships freely, have online experiences freely, have freedom of worship to religion freely, and get my mail. I don't have rights of mail and all kind of other privileges that citizens have in this country. If I'm openly stalked, which is a felony crime, there's conspiracy to violate rights crimes. I'm repeatedly robbed, denied our tax returns, hotel stays at multiple different locations, housing, and multiple different other opportunities. I'm denied access to children. Relationships are controlled in malice. I don't get my calls. It's a lot. It's a lot. And then things are repeatedly done in malice, like ID comes up missing when I'm trying to build something up. My daughter was failed in malice. My middle son fell in malice. And then my other son had issues. So I have plans, but I don't know what the government has up its sleeve. They failed my kids in malice. And there's been a repeated pattern for all these years. Time I build myself up and their stability, the government repeatedly steps in to interrupt over and over again. So common sense, it would make me, not want to work as hard as, other parties would, because I just feel the floor is just repeatedly wiped up under me and I just really get nowhere. And then, in fact, whenever I try to progress too much, they really want to make a point and then they do more damage, when I try. And if you don't believe me, look at the Genesis. Look at the video at DPS. Look when I start getting involved in church and start getting out and fellowshipping and being more active. Look at what repeatedly keeps happening. They interrupt church, any kind of support system, any kind of progress. I started doing too much at Midcoast. Midcoast started scamming, saying that there was transportation issues, so I couldn't get around. Then Midcoast staff was walking off while I was talking, trying to further progress. I got on all these programs, then even help with the church. You look at how that turned out. She started telling me to call on my own, and I needed to do things for myself. She no longer worked for the sister property. As soon as I got everything that I needed, she no longer worked for it. Then they had me going wild goose chases, go here, go there. Then each location we stopped doing it. This is how the government controls a party and then not get accountability for their crimes. You try to get on POF and data. Okay, we got you covered. We'll manipulate it knowing nobody would ever believe it. We'll set up our own gang stalkers for you to talk to on POF. You want to get on Meetup? We got that covered. Well, you can only access Scientology. We know you're not into that. That way you get nowhere. Okay, these people in the environment, they're a little too friendly with you. Let's shake this up. Let's scam something so you can be ostracized and isolated in that apartment. We will, this location, we will take control of it. I know you don't believe me. They just look, monitor. If I'm happier, then they need to do something to interrupt to control my peace and joy. It's not left up for error. I don't want to be at home and have to hide up under the covers laughing. Someone will call me, knock on the door, knock, knock. Someone will come up missing. I don't think that I should have to endure that. I don't think I have to get in my closet to go dress. Nothing.